Hi Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is VibrantSoulTarot and I am so happy to have you here. If you are returning, even more happy to have you here. Thank you. Love to see all of you guys, new and old and returning viewers. So today's pick a card, guys. It's a juicy one. It's one that I've been feeling called to this for like a week straight. I almost was going to do something else, another topic first, but my heart was like, no, we have to do this reading. Like, I have to get this topic out. And then I started questioning that. I was like, why? Why do I feel so deeply about who's thinking about, you know, my lovely people here? And then I realized, oh, yeah, we are in a Mercury retrograde. That is such a perfect energy for who's thinking about you. It makes perfect sense. So no wonder why I felt super called to this. Also, if you're watching this at any other time of the time that I'm filming this, this is a timeless reading too. You don't have to be in a Mercury retrograde at the time that you're coming across this. It's for you whenever it's for you too. But I'm just explaining the thought process behind this because I felt like I just had to get this reading out for you guys for some reason. And usually there's a more in-depth or spiritual meaning to the collective behind that. If I feel like I need to do this topic so importantly, you get it. So we do have a juicy one today. It's juicy, it's in-depth, it's detailed. The first part of the reading is exactly what the title entails, is we're going to be looking at who this person is, who is thinking about you. And then the next part, we're going to be looking at their thoughts and why they are thinking about you too. So I'm excited to get into it. But actually, guys, before I get into the pile selection, I just want to talk about one more thing that is really important to me, especially right now. Again, this doesn't have to be at the time that you're watching this, but at the time I am filming this, we are getting close to the holidays. And I don't know about you, but I am a sucker for some holiday magic. I'm always in the Christmas spirit, okay? It's the best time of the year for me. It's a time of love and sharing and giving, and it just warms my heart. And another thing that warms my heart is definitely giving during the holidays. So you can do this at any time. Again, if you're watching this and it's not holiday time, this is at any time. And I also want to start off by saying that this is no way, shape, or form a paid sponsorship. No one had reached out to me or asked me to do this. This is just something that specifically is near and dear to me. And again, it's coming from the heart, guys. It's coming from the heart. So I just want to explain. I'm going to link the website in the description box, but it is called One Simple Wish. And even if you don't want to go to the link, it's literally just www.onesimple.wish.org. And so what this essentially is it's a foundation or an organization that allows people to grant wishes for kids in foster care. And I just love that idea, like I said, especially during the holidays. Imagine being a child who is now property of the state, a child who has just been ripped out of their home seemingly, and they're in an unfamiliar home with unfamiliar faces, unfamiliar people. It can be a little hard to find that holiday magic or that Christmas spirit or whatever it is they're celebrating, you know? And so it's such a great program. It's such a great organization. Basically, you go on there and there's it's like little written wishes, and they're like little tickets. The wishes are like little tickets for each foster child, and they just ask for certain things. You can also adjust on the website your price range. So I know that not everyone is able to, spend lots of money. Money can be really tight. And even if you're not able to do anything right now, that's perfectly fine too. I don't want anyone to feel bad or pressured to do this. I just want to share this, like I said, because it's coming from the heart. I love this organization and I love what it does. And I love that we can bring children sense of joy, especially maybe during hard times. You get what I'm saying? So back to explaining it, they just have little wishes and you get to click on it and grant a wish. So for example, one of the wishes was somebody who had just gone into foster care. It explains, they do like a little background story as well about them. So the one that I'm referring to was a 15-year-old that came into foster care recently with already little to no clothes. All their wish was is they just wanted to get an Amazon gift card so they can get some warm and stylish clothes for the winter. Love that, right? And there was another one as well on there where it was a foster child who wanted to basically get a gift for the whole house. They wanted to all pull in on their ticket and get a bounce house that they could use to have fun during birthdays, events. That's like a gift that keeps on giving, you know? All sorts of beautiful things. So I just love it. Just the thought alone of bringing kids joy, it brings me joy. Or just giving in general. It just feels really good. So it is there if you guys want to look into it, if you guys would like to do it. Like I said, please don't beat yourself up if you're not financially able to give. I understand that we all have our own challenges and we all have our own things, but again, I'm just sharing it. Even if you just share the organization or share the information with the people around you too, that's just as much, you know? And it's just an organization that means something to me because we love the kids, don't we? We love our children and we want them to be happy and we want them to have Christmas gifts and we want them to have some holiday spirit. And even you can do this like in the summertime too. Like you can just do it whenever you feel like it. It's an organization that just keeps on giving. So I think I think that's enough about that. If you have any further questions, you can just click the link. You don't have to like do anything. You can check it out as well. Also, it's really cute when you grant a wish. All you have to do is just you can leave like a little note for them. Oh, you can also, oh guys, this one's cool too. You can also grant a wish for a child in foster care and you can have it in the memory of somebody. So if you have like the memory of a passed on family member or somebody that was close to you that you feel like you can donate this in their name too. So it's really cool. Like I said before, you can look and you can adjust your price range and you can also adjust your age too. So if there's like a specific age group of kids, whether that's teenagers or young kids that you would like to grant wishes for, it allows you to kind of look and search. And you can, one of my favorite things to do as well too is kind of just scroll and just read. They start popping up the second you go on there. So I'm gonna leave that information with you guys to do with whatever you so choose. Thank you for listening to it though. It means a lot to me. So even if you're just listening to me ramble on about it, thank you. Okay. So with that being said, let's get back to you and your reading. Let's get into the pile selections to see who is thinking about you. So today we have these 3 piles to choose from. We're going to start right here with pile number 1. We have the crystalstruck tarot. And on top of pile 1, we have this ruby in zoilite sword shaped thing. And I think it's zoilite is how you say it. So that is for pile number 1. Moving along to pile number 2, we have the apparition tarot deck. And on top of this one, we have moonstone. Then last but not least, for pile number 3, we have the Threads of Fate tarot deck. And on top of this one, we have this labradorite tower. So please take your time in choosing your pile. If you guys do need more time, no worries, no rush. You can pause the video to take as much time as you need. When you do have your pile selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your convenience as always, along with the additional information like the organization we were just talking about is going to be in the description box. The channeled songs that are going to be connected to each reading is in the description box. If you are wondering the names of any of the decks that are going to be used in this video, that is in the description box as well. So go on and check that out if you have any questions, of course. But if you check the description box and your question is not answered, feel free to just comment it and I will try my best to get back to you as soon as I can. And I think that's it, guys. So let's go ahead and get into your readings. Can't wait. And I will see you at your pile. Bye! Hi Pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the ruby in Zoisite, or is it Zoilite now? Now I can't remember it, so forgive me for not knowing exactly, but I think it's Zoisite. I totally could be wrong though, so again, already apologies. But if you chose this deck as well too, this tarot deck, the crystalstruck tarot deck, welcome to your pile. So if you missed the quick little breakdown in the intro, I'll just reiterate it for you. First things first, we got these pre-pulled oracles because we're going to see who this person is, who's thinking about you. Then we're going to grab that tarot deck that I just set to the side, and we're going to look at what they're thinking about and why they are thinking about you, okay? So I do have a lot to cover. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. I hope you guys are comfortable. I hope you guys are open to receiving these messages today. So let's get into it. So Spirit, we ask, who has been thinking about pile 1? Who has had pile 1 on their mind significantly enough, of course, for it to come through in a whole ass reading? So let's see. The first card that we have for you is the Pyramids with Mystery, number 4. Let me see where we're at in the... Okay, we're angled correctly. So we have the Pyramids with Mystery and the number 4. The number 4 makes me think of Aries as well, the Emperor for some of you. So Aries could be significant, or they could have significant Aries placements as well, but they don't have to. We'll see a little bit more. The next card we have is the Gate. And I'm sorry if there's a glare on some of the cards. Actually, I'm going to try to put them... Is there still a glare? I want you guys to see the images. For some reason, I feel like I want you guys to see the images. So I'll try to put the matte cards in the middle because I have this huge glare. The next card we have is the Cheese Fries. The next card we have is Mars with Motion, the number 22, which actually... It's a master number, so you would leave it normally as 22, but in numerology, it can also reduce to 4 as well. Then the next card we have is the 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael, so another 4. And last but not least, we have a Transformation, which is technically the Death card in this deck, which the number 13 in numerology also reduces to 4. So for some reason, the number 4 is very significant. That could be you seeing 444. That could be this person has prominent Aries placements. We also have Mars too, so they could have prominent Aries or Scorpio placements. It could also be the 4th month of the year could be significant. That is April, which, surprise, surprise, the zodiac sign is Aries and also Taurus too. The number 4 could just be significant in any way, okay? So, however, it could be, and also it doesn't really have to. This is also a general reading. So, let's talk about this person, who this person is. Feels like the first card coming out being Pyramids with Mystery, it feels like there's a lot of questions on both ends. I think that this person is somebody who's wondering about you. That could be very indicative to the reading being who's thinking about you. I think that they could be wondering what you are doing. But it feels like this is a person who, I'm going to be honest, we have the Cheese Fries and Mars right next to each other. This makes me think that sometimes this person is prone to impulsivity. They can be very impulsive in certain actions. That could have been a problem with this person. They could sometimes like vices or like to do things that aren't necessarily good for them. Or if this was a relationship or a connection, it could have been things that weren't so good for the connection. And it feels like sometimes with the Cheese Fries, this person may have had their own kind of like addictions or indulgences that could have been sometimes in a self-deprecative way, if that makes sense. Like eating cheese fries and eating junk food is good every once in a while, but if you do it too much, too excessively, or it's out of balance, it can have negative effects, right? And I think that one of the problems that this person had or has is acting before thinking all the way through. For some reason, that could be significant for the relationship that you and them had shared. Now, on a positive note, we have so much love here, or we have a lot of feelings here with the 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. That is a sign of healing. That is a sign of emotions and love and opening the heart. It's quite literally the heart. And it is the number 4 that we were constantly seeing can also be, you know, it ties to the heart chakra as well, since it is coming here. So this could also be saying that you have opened this person's heart, or this person's heart is still open for you. I think that there's a couple messages here that this could potentially be a person that you are not in contact with, just because the Death card can signify endings. And it can also signify, yes, like it says, transformations. And I think that this person is going through a lot of personal transformations right now, like as we speak. And it could be reflecting or due to this connection that you and them share. Now, I want to talk about the Gate card, because I feel like the Gate card is very prominent in this person's energy. I feel like this person does come off as very guarded or closed off at times, but there's also something here about the Gate card that is signifying this person's inability to move forward from this connection, move forward from this, whatever had happened or whatever it is to you, whether it's romantic, platonic, whatever, family. I'm going to leave it to you to decide who this person is, because I think that there's an intuitive nudge for some of you on your end as well. So trust that intuitive nudge. Now, it feels like this is tied to why this person is thinking about you. It feels like there's something here, whether that, oh, that reminds me, very rarely sometimes do I feel called to look into what the messages of the crystals can bring for you as well too. And one of the messages that stuck out with this crystal in particular was to help with carrying guilt. And the fact that it is green as well, and it could be like pink, green and pink, because the ruby sometimes can be pink, but it's like green and red, makes me think of heart chakra energy as well. So there's something that this person has in their heart for you that I think is keeping them feeling stuck on you, or stuck in this situation. It feels like there's an inability to want to open up and be vulnerable, but there's also an inability to move on as well. And it makes this person feel like they're kind of in limbo. It makes this person feel like they're a little stuck, trying to wrap their mind around you, or wrap their mind around this situation. That could also be this mystery energy from the pyramids. Why is this here? How did this get here? There's also a lot of depth to this person as well, and they could be seeking some sort of enlightenment or some sort of answers. I also feel called to the message behind the pyramids. For some people is a message of protection. A lot of the times when we see the pyramids, whether that's meditating in visions or if we see them a lot, just know that that is a sign that you are protected as well. But there's some sort of energetic force surrounding this and surrounding this connection. It feels like there's a want to direct this energy, and it feels like there's a bit of frustration in this Mars as well. Like it's not going to plan, or nothing's happening, and it's causing this person to have some sort of inner turmoil, which may be causing them to ruminate on this, which again, why are they thinking about you? You know, they're thinking about you. There's some sort of rumination here. It makes me feel like this person has possibly tried to get away from this, or has tried to move on, and it just, something keeps pulling them back. But there is some sort of collaborative energy that I'm sensing from you and them as well. So there's something about their healing and something about your healing. So influences, which may not seem positive, at least right now, but could be potentially positive, or will be positive in the future. There's also, we have the number 22, and this is the number 21. This is the number 38. This card, I believe, was the number 39. Something about taking the next step here with that too. Very interesting. There's a lot of signs here, like numerology signs. You could be seeing signs about this person, getting reminders, and so on and so forth. My dog is snoring really loud in the background. So forgive me if you hear that. But I think that there's a sense of wanting to know. I want answers. Again, this is a sword shape. Makes me think of the Ace of Swords with the mystery here too. This person wants to find some sort of answers. They could just be really wondering about what you're doing, how you're feeling. Have you moved on? What's going on with you? A lot of questions kind of ruminating in this person's minds and circulating as well. This person knows that they don't have the best way of dealing with things. This person knows that they don't have the best habits. And maybe for some of you, they're even feeling a bit guilty in ways that they went about this connection. But and I think that there was or is a level of acceptance for this person. Like, it's not like they're illogical at times, or they know exactly. I feel is like they have clarity on like what had happened between you two, or what is going on currently between you two, but there's something that keeps pulling, is what I'm hearing. Something that keeps pulling. Could be from the heart as well. Letting go could be something that's actually hard for this person, specifically in this situation too. So let's get a little bit more information now. Let's move on. We're going to get some channel messages too. I don't want to get too many channel messages, but I want to get a couple so we can see potentially some thoughts of this person through the messages. All right, Spirit. So why is this person still thinking? Oh, I said still thinking. Oh, wow. I think that's powerful too, because I do feel like this is somebody that could be from the past. Interesting. For some of you, I feel like you could feel this person pulling on your energy at times too. Little tug of war. So we have Justice coming out. Why is this person thinking about you? So we have Justice, Judgment, and Strength. Wow, all three, not just all three major arcana cards, but very powerful, influential major arcana cards as well. I think that with the Justice here, there's been things that have been weighing heavily on this person's mind. With the Judgment here, there's been a lot of reflection. The Judgment, it can bring up past emotions, it can bring up past things, and makes us reflect on our choices. And regardless of what's happening, it feels like this person is still trying to be very strong. For some of you, this person could want to reach out to you. They could want to, they really want to know what's going on with you for whatever reason. And it could be because maybe they feel like maybe this is some way, shape, or form a sign for them. It seems, oh, we have the Tower. Look at, even at the bottom of the deck, we have another powerful, very influential major arcana card with the Tower. I almost used Smoky Quartz for this reading as well too, but then last minute I was like, no, I really want this one. The Page of Swords, yeah. But it makes me feel like too, like this person has been thinking about things. They've been thinking about how things went down. They've been thinking about their choices. And it feels like with the Judgment, this is some sort of call of like realization. And that could be where that transformation and that healing is coming in as well too, of like, it seems like this connection was very, very impactful for them. It feels like it was very influential for them. And it's still something that they're not quite able to rid themselves of. It keeps coming back. It keeps coming back regardless. And so I think that this person has developed a tremendous amount of strength. But with the Strength card, it almost makes me think too of like, I'm trying to be really strong. I'm trying to do what I know what I need to do, you know, and it's just, it's called for this person to have a tremendous amount of inner strength. That hasn't been the easiest. I just heard that they're tired of being strong as well too. Wow. Also, Judgment is Pluto energy too. So we have, with Mars, we have the Aries energy. Mars is also Pluto. That could be significant. Justice is Libra. And we have Leo with Strength too. Oh, and we have more, Tower is more Mars energy as well. So we have tons of Mars energy, which makes me think that there's a lot of frustration here. There could even be some anger. There could even be some resentments with this. And there could just be a want to push, want to move forward. Whether that's move forward in a way that they're like letting go, and also they could want to move forward here with you. Either way, it feels like there's frustration tied behind any of those. You get what I'm saying? And it feels like with the Justice here, they've been contemplating on what to do, what to think, how to feel. It just feels like there's been a decision that this person has kind of been putting off or feeling like they need to make. With the Judgment card here can also represent making an important decision, having some sort of realization. And Judgment can, and I don't want to sound dramatic, but a judgment can be something so influential that it changes the course of your life. It changes how you look at things. It changes how you act about things. It changes what you do, because it is a big change bringer, but it's usually brought on by something very significant. These two cards can also be in relation to karma. Actually, the Strength can be relation to karma as well, because it is the number 8, which is, you know, what you put out, what you get back, very karmic too. And depending on how you learned, even in there's some scenarios where people view the number 8 and Strength as karma, and Justice as the number 8 too, like in like the Matrix Destiny things too. It doesn't matter. There's no one that's right or wrong. It's just how you learn and how you read. But yeah, this is very impactful. You have had such an impact on this person with all of these powerful cards, these major arcanas. There's even the pyramids. When you think about the pyramids have had such an impact on society, it's crazy. As in, like, so many people are, there's so many people have been wondering about them, like trying to figure out, you know, how they were built. There's a lot of theories around them. There's a lot of mystery. It is mystery, I guess you would say, right? I mean, and some of us have our own beliefs, and that's fine too. I'm not saying that, again, I'm not saying one's right, one's wrong. I'm just saying that the pyramids have been very impactful to a lot of people. It's something that when you think about, like, the great wonders of the world, the pyramids are one of the first things that usually come up. A lot of people like refer them as ley lines too, a magical place, and where energy is focused. And also, this is very specific and very niche, and this would be some confirmation for you or something that you've already thought of, I feel, or it would resonate maybe in your heart too, so just pay attention to that. But you could have had past lives with this person, whether that was during ancient Egypt or in Egypt. It could be any time as well, but you could have had a past life with this person that dates back to that too, or maybe during the time that the pyramids were built as well. So you could be like in another society, but it doesn't have to be. But for some of you, I'm hearing specifically there may have been, and again, this is very specific, there may have been dreams surrounding this. So this could be confirmation for you, for your dreams. Now, what has this person been thinking about? Let's see. So what are some thoughts, significant thoughts of pile 1 spirit? Significant thoughts. The 3 of Swords. The Ace of Swords. Wow. So there's been a lot of heartache with this person's thoughts. A lot of sadness. It could be very painful for this person to go back. But I think that with the Ace of Swords and the 3 of Swords, they're trying to find this clarity in here. They could also be trying to find a solution in here as well too. It makes me feel like this person has also had some sort of epiphany, had some sort of breakthrough. And even though it feels like there's something that's been playing in this person's head over and over again, it feels like this Ace of Swords is clarity that came from this. But it does feel like there's one of the reasons why is because there's something in that heart chakra, that's coming through, and it's not necessarily the easiest of thoughts or the easiest of feelings, but I think that this person is like, I want to find the answers, I want to find the truth, I want to find the solution. For some of you, this person's like, did they care? Did they do this? It seems to be a lot of questions as well. Also, my intuition is already pointing out 3. We have the Ace of Swords, which is 1 here, and then 3, another 4. 4 is a very significant number too. Also the number 3, because we have the Empress at the bottom too. Now that I just checked. Let's get one more card before we get to the channeled messages. Spirit, what are some thoughts? Oh, look, another 3. And another 4. We have the 4 of Swords. We have the 6 of Cups. Oh. Okay, bottom of the deck we have, oh my gosh, here we go. It is zoisite. Look, we have your crystal, ruby zoisite coming out. Wow. So, guys, look into that meaning, the meaning of that as well, too. I can't remember everything all the time. If you know me, my memory kind of sucks anyways. But, that's neither here nor there. There's maybe a message behind this crystal as well. So look into the metaphysical properties of it. If you feel called to buy it or retrieve it for yourself, you know, whatever you want to do. But it's coming out again, which is actually pretty cool. And I love that it's confirmation on the name, because I think I was saying it was Zoilite or Zoisite, and I was like, I think it's Sight. So now we have the answer. Okay, so we have the 4 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, and the 3 of Pentacles. One of the things, too, besides this energy of, like, finding clarity or this heartache, this person just reminisces a lot about the connection. They feel, it feels close. They feel close to you when they do that. They feel your energy when they do that. Also, the 4 of Swords, it makes me kind of feel like this person's, like, tries to not, but they creep in. They may even creep in this person's sleep. They may have dreams about you at times, too. But it feels like, with this 4 of Swords, they're like, okay, I don't want to think about this. I don't want to keep going over this. But they just can't help it. There's something about your energy that feels a little addicting to this person, too. But with the 3 of Pentacles, it just makes me feel like, yeah, they think about times, and the 6 of Cups too. The 6 of Cups is very much reminiscing. It's nostalgia. It's like they think about times of you guys together, and it brings up certain feelings here of past emotions. And I think that the dreams, like I said too, the dreams are very significant, but it's like, if there's nothing that's going to happen, I think that's that frustration. If there's nothing that's going to happen, you know, with this, it's like this person tries to not with the 4 of Swords, but that seems to not get them very far. If you know what I'm saying. Okay, I just want to get like a couple channel messages. I don't want to get for some reason I feel like we just need a few. Even though I'm going to use 2 decks. Is there a hair? So what are some channeled messages, some channeled thoughts of this person thinking about pile 1, Spirit? Are we still recording? Thank God. It's been doing that lately in my last like couple readings. Pissing me off. I don't have time. There's some thoughts. You know, with that 4 of Swords as well, like when this person is laying down to rest, it seems like when a lot of this comes up as well too. We have I adore you. Okay, we'll get one more from this deck, and then we'll get 3 from the other. We have you hurt me. We saw that with the 3 of Swords too. This person does feel very hurt by this situation. It doesn't matter if it was like you in particular. It feels like just because it's a connection. It's a two people involved, you know. It feels like whether they got hurt by it, whether it was from their own actions or not, is what I'm trying to say. Is like they still feel hurt. And even though maybe this deck can be, I don't think there's a card that says I hurt myself, or there may be a card that just says I'm hurt in here, but it just feels like this person is just reiterating again that they are hurt. But the fact that we have I adore you, it doesn't help. Bottom of the deck, we have I want you in my arms. And my dog's just snoozing away. Okay, just a couple more channeled messages, please. And I don't think I was going to do advice, but I am going to do advice. And I have this particular deck that I just rediscovered. So stick around for that too. I don't know how I feel. What did I say we're going to do? 3, yeah. And then we'll do the bottom of the deck too. Channeled message from this person. Hey, why do you have to fall so far in the ground for me? Have them head over heels for you. Okay. And another message. One more channeled message. You turn me on with everything you do. I knew when I saw that Empress card too, I was like, there's some of that good stuff. Bottom of this deck, we have Tell Me You Love Me. So yes, this is very, it makes a lot of sense why this person is thinking about you. There's mixed emotions here. There's very much mixed emotions. There's this I adore you, but then there's like I feel hurt. There's also like I feel like this I don't have time is like again that message of like this person like I don't want to deal with this right now. Like I don't want to have to feel this, or I don't want to have to do this. You get what I'm saying? And I think that I think that it's both. I think that it's bittersweet. When this person thinks about you, they get good feelings from this situation because it's you that they're thinking about, but there's also the bitterness, and there's some pain and heartache as well. So I'm going to quickly grab that deck that I was talking about. I've used this deck on the channel like a long time ago, so if you're an OG, you remember this deck, but I just recently discovered it and it gave me like the best advice too. And so we're just gonna get a little advice. I dropped another one, so excuse me. Okay. I'm back. So Spirit, what advice do we have for pile 1 in regards to... I don't know why I was thinking I wasn't going to do advice. These readings, I think they call for advice, especially if they're bringing up old feelings, if they can crack us open in our heart chakra as well, because that's kind of how I've been feeling in this whole reading. Like, I feel like I've been channeling an energy that's been cracked open, and my heart chakra is like, oh, and it feels like sad. It's very sad, but it also feels like it's releasing too. So, interesting. Speaking of releasing, we have You Need a Good Ugly Cry. Release all the yuck. Feel your feelings, guys. Allow yourself to process. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to not judge yourself when you are in this process of releasing. I know it can be very hard at times to do that, but Spirit is definitely coming through to say, when this hits, allow it. There's nothing wrong with it. Actually, it's very healing, and it's even scientifically proven that crying is beneficial for us. It's beneficial for our nervous system. It does help us release things. It makes us feel happier after we feel lighter. So please, 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 if you feel like you need a big emotional release, allow yourself that, okay? What advice do we have here, Spirit, for my beautiful pile 1s? Sometimes you have to do crap you hate. Yep, it's true. Suck it up and have a great day. Now, I feel like there's a deeper meaning behind this. It just in general of like sometimes things happen, and sometimes we do have to make decisions and choices that we just don't want to have to make. It sucks. Like, we're like, I didn't want to have to do this. I don't want it to be this way. I didn't plan for it to be this way, or I don't like that. And that's okay. Both of those things can be true. You can do what you feel is best for you, and you can make the best choices for yourself, and you don't have to necessarily enjoy it too. Like, it's something that just is a part of life. And I think that's where the acceptance kind of comes in, of like accepting what we're being shown, accepting what's happening around us, and then acting accordingly. But you don't have to like it. And that's another validating thing with your feelings too. Like, you don't have to, especially like if in regards to the situation, if it didn't go obviously the way that you and this person wanted it to, if it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, you're allowed to be upset about that. You know, sometimes when we think about in the spiritual community of like, oh, everything's fine, because it is, there's truth that it is working out in your greatest good in the bigger picture of things, but that doesn't mean in this moment or in this situation that you're like 100% okay with that, or you're like, oh, it's fine because there's something better. I know we hear that a lot, and I say that a lot as well too, but I think that it's important to remember to not invalidate your feelings. Like, you don't have to do it, but sometimes we have to go through things we don't want to. Sometimes we have to make decisions that we don't want to, and even on like a simpler scale, sometimes we have to do things we don't like. Like, for example, I don't mind washing my clothes. I wash my clothes once a week, but I hate putting them away for some reason. It's like, why is that so hard, right? Like, you've already washed them. They smell good. They're ready to go. Just fold them and put them away. And it's something that I do once a week too, but I bitch about it every single time. Like, I don't want to do this. But you feel better when they're put away, right? You feel so much better when everything's like in its place and organized, and you don't have a pile of clothes like just staring at you in the face saying, hey, put me away. You get what I'm saying? It's for the betterment, it's for the good, but sometimes we don't like to do it. And that could be just an example of anything. You get what I'm saying? Because we're humans, and some of us like to do things that also give us a little dopamine rush. Shout out to my ADHD peeps out there. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. But like, seriously though, like, sometimes we have to do things that don't always feel the best or isn't fun, but they're things that are good for us and things that we need to do. So make sure that you're doing the good things for you, whatever that means to you, you know? Ooh, rebel. Ooh, she rebel. She a bad little bitch. She a devil. I love that song. Is that what it's called? Rebel? No, Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat. Love that song. Anyways, speak out about injustices done to you and others. Never settle, fight for change. Very interesting that we have justice here with the Judgment too. Whether this person feels like there was something that, or you on either end feels like there was some sort of injustice in this situation, righting wrongs, you don't have to necessarily speak out to them. You can do whatever you need to do, but make sure that you're not allowing these things, I think, is very key in this message too, because what hit me really hard when I was reading that is never settle and fight for change. So you can vent your feelings if you feel like journaling, or you have a trusted source, or whatever the case is. Do that, of course, because that is what this card states as well. But also remember to never settle and allow these things in your life, because you deserve better. And that can be tied to, sometimes we make those choices and do those things that we necessarily don't like and want to do. We don't want it to be this way. I understand that. That's honestly, I feel like that's my inner dialogue, like at least once a day, is I don't want to do this. I don't want to, but I do, but I will. And not all the time I do too. And I'm talking about like things like chores and stuff like that. I do, but sometimes it is what it is. You know, we just have to get back on our horse, or what is that phrase? It has nothing to do with a horse. Strap ourselves up by our bootstraps, I guess. Is that the phrase? Sometimes we just gotta do shit we don't want to do, like it says. But it doesn't mean that you're not gonna have a great life. And it doesn't mean that you're gonna feel this way forever. And never settling is the fight for the change here within you, because that is what's bringing on this change. When you say, I don't want to accept certain things anymore because you know you deserve better, that opens up a pathway that the universe can make and clear for you to say, okay, well, we'll give you better. But it is a fight though, and sometimes it comes with grief, and sometimes it comes with us going back and forth and questioning things, and that's just a natural part of the process too, okay? So remember that when you're not feeling so strong all the time, that's a natural part of the process, but it all stems down to what you feel you deserve, okay? And you can ask that question, do I deserve this? Do I think I deserve more? When you're questioning yourself about what to do, when you're questioning yourself about maybe what is good for you, what's bad for you, what do you feel do you deserve? And you can also question the beliefs. Do I feel this exists? Am I holding on to things because I have a fear or a belief somewhere that the things that I'm afraid to let go of, does better exist? I'm telling you it does, but sometimes that trust is hard, and that blind faith is hard too. But all I know is that stepping away from things that you deserve more from is a form of self-love, okay? And you're doing great. And you have yourself too. You know, we don't need other people. Like, forming a good sense of independence for yourself is a powerful, powerful tool. Okay, and having that home within yourself and that comfort within yourself to come back to, of like when something leaves your life, that you say, well, I still have my life to live, and I still have my dreams and my ambitions and my goals and my things that I like and my joys. Even though you're going to process this feeling and it's going to suck for a little bit, you still have so many great things to look forward to in your life alone. Okay, because it's not you and so-and-so's life, it's your life. Period. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Are we still recording? Oh, hell yeah. It caught all that on camera. That's literally the worst, guys. Oh my God. It drives me freaking nuts. It drives me nuts. I'll like say something, like imagine I just said all that and I looked and it wasn't even recording on camera. Just shoot me at that point. Just take me out. I'm just kidding. So thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Hope you guys got something out of it. Hope it helped. I hope maybe at the very least it was a little entertaining. Who knows? But thank you. Thank you to those who like the videos. Thank you to those who subscribe. Thank you to those who support the channel. Thank you to those who support me. Thank you to those who support each other. I love to see the support. Okay? I love to see it. So if you are not subscribed and you would like to check out some of the Timeless Tarot content, or you would like to see my new readings pop up on your feed, or some subscribers say, because they are subscribed, that like my older ones, because they're all timeless. If you're ever questioning if this reading is timeless but you feel called to it, just check it out. They're all timeless. But they'll say like a one from like 6 months ago just like randomly popped up on their feed, and it was exactly what they needed to hear on that moment too. That's also a perk of being subscribed, if you want to, of course. But either way, maybe I'll see you guys in the next one. Maybe I won't. Hope I do, though. Love you. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Welcome to your pile. If you chose the Moonstone, or if you chose the Apparition Tarot deck, either way, which I'm going to set to the side. We're going to use that quickly, shortly. I don't know how quickly, but we're going to use that later, is what I'm trying to say. So if you missed the breakdown of the reading in the intro, let me just quickly explain it to you. So we have these pre-pulled oracles. This is going to be the first part of the reading. We're going to be looking at who is thinking about you, who this person is to you, okay? Then we're going to take the tarot, bring that on back, and we're going to be looking at what it is they're thinking about and why they have been thinking about you. So I also said in the intro too, it doesn't have to be like you're constantly on this person's mind, like they're obsessed or whatever, but it is significantly enough for there to be a reading about it. So take that information and do with it what you will. But I'm excited to see and read for you. So let's get into it. Sorry, I'm like remembering there's your channeled song. Feel free to check it out in the description box, by the way. But your channeled song, there was like a specific line that I could not get out of my head as I was shuffling your cards and getting your pre-pulled oracles. And it was literally, this person is like, this song, the person in the song is like, girl, our love is dying. Why did you stop trying? You know that one, Black Eyed Peas? Love that song. I love some old Black Eyed Peas. Anyways, not the food, the band. That's gross. I wouldn't eat old Black Eyed Peas. But that specific line, for whatever reason, so that could be significant to some of you, as in like that's how this person is feeling. Maybe they feel like you're drifting away, they're losing you a little bit, they're like, what's going on with you? Let's see what the cards have to say though. But I'm glad I remembered that, because I was like, this is very much replaying over and over and over. So if you want to check out the channel song too, I posted in the description box along with the lyric video too. So you can feel free after this reading to click on that. You can see if the lyrics resonate. Maybe it resonates with how you feel, how they feel, or just the reading in general. If it doesn't resonate at all, just don't worry about it. Just stick to the reading here. Okay, so the first card that we have for who is this person is we have Wings with Elevation, number 46. We also have, I'm going to do like the matte ones right here, the matte cards, so there's not, hopefully not too much of a glare. We have Taurus with Cultivate. We also have Saturn with Structure, which actually reminds me, these two cards came out together as I was only looking for one, but I felt like there were messages tied into each other. So there's that. The next card we have is the Path here. We have the Last Straw. I just heard I can't take it no more, but I heard that in Dave Chappelle's voice, so that's funny. Door to Spirit, number 32, here for you as well. And Disruption, number 16, which this card is also the Tower. The Falling Tower, as some may refer to it as. So who is this person? What's really interesting is I'm getting that there's a little bit of pessimism, but there's a lot of optimism as well coming from this person. I'll explain in a second. So it feels like with the Taurus energy and the Saturn energy, now this could also be this person has particular or significant Taurus placements, but they don't necessarily have to be. They could have, you guys could have some Saturn synastry as well too. But the first message that I got, so to speak, with Taurus and Saturn together is that this person is wanting to work, or felt like you were somebody that they wanted to work on things and grow with things in long term. When I think of Saturn, I think of long-term effort, long-term energy. I also think of maturity. So I feel like there's a level of maturity that this person feels like they need to bring into the situation, or has been working on. I think that they have been working on growing. I think they have been working on being more mature, being more stable. And so I am getting with a couple of the cards here, there's like some energy of maybe a new beginning here, like this person like wanting to address something with you, wanting to, whether that's continue on this path with you. It feels like that's why this person could also be thinking about you a lot as well too. Even though we have disruptions, and Saturn can also be a disruptor as well. Saturn can come in and cause certain types of restrictions. So there could be a little bit of frustration behind that too. But it feels like with the Last Straw and the Tower here, there could have been something significant that had happened that maybe you and this person, it felt like whether you broke away or it caused a little bit of a rift between you and this person. Regardless of that, they see you as somebody that they want to continue on this path with. There is a little bit of uncertainty here, but like I said, with the Wings and the Elevation, it feels like this person has gotten some sort of higher perspective of you and of this situation. And it feels like they're maturing in a way that they want you to be a part of their life long term, but they're understanding as well too that there may be some things that have to be worked out, or some things that have to be done before you and them can either come together or have this ending. So I can see two different scenarios. You can be in a separation with this person. I can see that as well too. Or you don't have to be in a separation with this person. There could have just been some frustrating things that happened between you and this person that caused a little bit of damage to this connection or caused a little bit of a rift, whether or not you are in contact or not. I don't think that that's too important, because it's more along the lines of this person feeling like that they are uplifted, that they want to uplift this connection, feeling like there's a want to work through and work on this connection with you and them. And I think that that's something that they've been thinking about. And the door to spirit is a card that represents new beginnings. It represents opening certain doors. It does represent this person probably closening their relationship with spirit too, but it also represents opening the doors to new and full potential. And with the wings here too, there could be some angelic energy behind you and behind this connection, or spiritual energy behind this connection as well. Even though it feels like with the last straw and the tower, there was something here that made you and this person kind of fall apart, they're still strangely optimistic about you and about this situation. And Saturn again just makes me think that this person wants something long-term here with you. A lot of the times, if you have certain Saturn synastry with somebody, that potentially can represent a long-term connection, because Saturn isn't just here to say, hey, you know, and be easy come, easy go. Saturn's here that it's like, this is something that if you want it to last, you're gonna have to put in some work in. And this could also be, you know, about this connection and about this person's self. I do think that the fact that we have the moon here that is illuminating this path, it makes me feel like this person has some sort of vision, although they're not quite certain about what it's going to be. So it's like they're looking in one direction, almost kind of like the Two of Wands. Like they have this plan, they're looking in some sort of direction here on this path. They're seeing it, they can envision it, maybe even from a higher perspective with this elevation here. But it feels like this is like what they're wanting, but there is a sense of uncertainty, like it hasn't quite happened yet. And so it feels like this is somebody that wants to remove any sort of obstacles between you and them. It feels like this is somebody that wants to rebuild, restructure, and have it last. They want something here that's long lasting, whether that's a relationship, a connection, anything, you know. And so with the last straw, it feels like there's almost so much this person could take when it comes to that. And this could also be like the last straw could be about something that had happened between you and them, but it also can be about something going on within them, if that makes sense. Like they're like, this is the last time I'm going to be doing this. This is the last time I'm going to feel this way, or this is the last time that I want to feel like this. I want to fix this. I want to work hard towards this. I want to elevate myself in my life, and I want to do things differently this time. It's kind of like what this last straw is feeling prominently towards this connection of like, okay, no more BS, no more this. I'm not putting up with this anymore. Like I want something better. I want something long lasting. I want something with this person that I can cultivate, and I have a vision here that I can see for it. So it's time to rise above. It's time to elevate. It's time to push forward. Feels like this person is feeling a little bit more lighthearted maybe than they were in the recent past with this situation for whatever reason. Like there could have been some sort of renewal, or this is the idea of this. And it has a lot to do with why this person is currently thinking about you. They're thinking about what they want from the situation. They're thinking about the potential and how to get through certain constructs and how to get through these disruptions, whether that's internal, external. And Saturn, like I said, can bring those kind of feeling like very restricted, kind of wanting to break free from this. And so it feels like they've been doing a lot of thinking about you and about the situation at hand. And it seems like they've been wanting to take some sort of action forward here towards you, because they're like, enough is enough. That's it. There needs to be some sort of change here. And if it's not changing internally, this person's like, I need to do something to externalize this change as well. And especially the first card being wings and elevation. This is like rising above certain circumstances. This is manifestation. This is higher perspective. So we have two different cards representing different perspectives here. Like I said, for whatever reason, even though there could be things that have happened, it feels like this person is thinking of you in this situation in a very optimistic light. And they're seeing a lot of potential here. It either seems like a matter of time, or when they decide to get this ball rolling is what I'm hearing too. And they may feel like they need a little bit more information from you as well, or from the situation. Actually, let's pull the tarot now. Let's see. So Spirit, why is this person thinking about pile 2? What is the reason? Why are they thinking about pile 2? We have the 7 of Cups. Fantasy. Ideas and choices, for sure. And we have the Knight of Wands. This person feels some sort of energetic passion towards you. Look at these. We have movements here too. Oh, look. We have the dove. Oh my goodness. Look, synchronicity. We have a dove in both cards here. This horse reminds me of the Chariot too. I know it's on a knight, but for some reason it's giving me Chariot energy. So we have 2 doves here, which can represent peace and faith. However, you know, you choose to look at it. Oops, wrong one. But it just feels like there's been a lot of daydreaming. There's been a lot of fantasizing. It feels like with the 7 of Cups, there's been a lot of... it could also be searching for answers too. But it does feel like this is this person thinking about what to do, thinking about different options, thinking about you throughout the day. It doesn't even have to be reminiscing. I feel like it's more or less like fantasizing. Because I don't think it's reminiscing for a lot of you. I think because when I say fantasizing, I mean like thinking of fantasies, or thinking of daydreams or things or potentials or futures, whereas reminiscing is thinking about the past. I don't think this person is thinking about the past. I think they're thinking about what it could be, what it should be, and what makes them feel good, because the Knight of Wands is us following that passion. It's our sacral chakra. It's going in that direction. So I do think that there are some passionate, energetic feelings for you, and this person feels drawn to that, and they go back in their mind all the time to think about you in certain ways. Like I said, fantasies. I don't know. Are we going to get some 18 and over messages, Spirit? Is this where we're headed? Because the 7 of Cups and the 9 of Wands does make me think that there's definitely some 18 and over messages here. So if you are under 18 and those messages come out, close your ears, kids, okay? Because this is grown folks' business, okay? Mind your business. Or don't watch readings on this because it's inappropriate. Okay, but it does feel like there is some sort of pull here, and there's something about Spirit leading this too. Like Spirit is backed behind this person, like taking some sort of action here towards you. It's like there's either something this person needs to see, learn, or Spirit's like guiding this, and it feels like it may be a little call to get, okay, that's a great analogy, Spirit. So these clouds we have are the same exact color as this energy as this is moving forward. So Spirit's like, it's time to get out of your head. It's time to get out of the fantasy, and it's time to see what it is in real life here, more towards the physical. It's changing that color, and that's where this person is leaping in direction. Spirit's like, you need to follow your heart. You need to follow this inkling. It's funny. It's all nice and it feels good to fantasize, but you're gonna want more. Like I feel like this person wants more, and they want to see more about this situation and see where it goes, and Spirit's like, follow me. Because the horse is directly following. And then we have the door to Spirit, and Spirit's like, let's see what's behind that door. There's potential here. There's an ability to get closer to yourself. There's growth. There's all of these things that are just beyond this, which the moon can also represent beyond fears, beyond limitations. It feels like this person is overcoming, not succumbing to them. That's the opposite. They're overcoming these things, or at least being pushed towards too. And that's why they're thinking about it too. We even have, like, there's the brow, the third eye, and it's the little swirly, it's the spiral. It just feels like, yeah, there's a lot going on in this person's mind when it comes to you. So no wonder why this is coming through in a reading of what they're thinking about you. And what's interesting too is we have the wings with elevation. That can also, planes can also represent elevation and higher perspective. They are in the sky. Whereas driving, I think this is like comfort, and this is the old, it's going that way, and the elevation is going that way towards spirit. So it's intuitively telling me that this person is being pushed in some sort of direction here when it comes to you, which makes me intuitively go back to this person wanting some sort of beginning here, new beginning or new ideas. Like, we have disruption and we have Saturn, and so it kind of makes me think of restructuring this to be better, because the Tower knocks things that aren't very structured, and Saturn strengthens the structure here as well. And so whatever this person's perspective is of you, it seems to be coming from a higher perspective. They could have questions as well too, and just be feeling like they need to make direct choices as well. So what are the thoughts exactly? What are some thoughts of this person? Like, what are they thinking about exactly? Spirit, when it comes to pile 2, what are they thinking about exactly? The 6 of Cups. Okay, they are reminiscing a little bit, but that doesn't matter, because they do have like a forward thinking energy. But with the 6 of Cups here too, it just feels like there's memories here with you. Okay, well, fine then. I guess they do reminisce a little bit. Geez. But it's not necessarily like they're stuck in the past, though. And I think that still goes on to what I was saying, because what I mean by that is it's like they're not stuck in the past or stuck in a way. They're ridiculously wanting to move forward here. But like, they can't help but think about, like, when you think about a person, and if the person's not right in front of your face, you think about conversations. You think about their pictures. You think about, you know, like, times that you guys had. For some reason, there's spicy energy keep coming up too. So if you and this person has gotten physical, they think about that a lot too. Yeah. They just think about you. You feel really good to think about to this person. It feels really good to this person. And God damn it. As I was saying that, the channel message too was, and they get horny. Gosh, you just had to throw that one in there, didn't you? They're so funny. Yeah, they fantasize about you a lot, though. What are some other thoughts that they have, Spirit? We have the Devil. Gosh darn, we get it. We get it. The Devil is a very sexual energy. It is very physical. It is naughty, naughty, naughty. And then we have the 7 of Wands too. They could try to resist it, but you know what's crazy about the 7 of Wands? Just particularly in this deck, just going by the image, there's all of these candles that are coming together to light this flame, and while the person is holding their flame at the top too, with wings as well. Interesting. It feels like there's just a lot of passion, a lot of energy. Although in a normal 7 of Wands sense, I would feel like this is actually pretty cool, because it kind of reminds me of like standing your ground even when you're being persecuted, like back in the day when they used to burn it's not witches, guys. Back in the day, they didn't burn witches, they burned women. Okay, let's get that clear. But the thing is that it in this sense here, I'm gonna go back to what I was saying, if there's like a passion burning here. This person definitely masturbates to you a lot. I told you, close your ears, kids. This is grown folks' business. Okay? Actually, your time is done. There's been too many signs here. If you're under 18, you gotta go. Hit it. But, I love you though. There's nothing wrong with you. Just give it a little time. Give it a little time. It does feel like you take up a lot of their mental space as well with the Devil card here. And it feels like there's fantasies of the future. It feels like they think about, like, okay, I'm hearing specifically they think about your lips. They think about certain things that we're just going to group it all in together that turn them on. Definitely. With the Six of Cups too, if this person has pictures of you or has access to pictures of you, they definitely look at them. For sure, for sure. Yes, we know what they do with them. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. Calm down. This is YouTube. Jeez. Okay, it does feel like I was saying though, with the Devil card, you do take up a lot of this person's thought process. Like it's over and over and over again. You can't see because I blocked them out. I put tape over it and then I X'd it out because I don't want to ruin the cards. So if anyone was worried about me ruining the cards, I didn't. But there's anatomies here that you can't see because YouTube would not let you see it if it was actually shown, because there's guidelines, which is what I'm trying to tell the person that I'm channeling. Like, bro, we have guidelines here. We have to follow by the rules. These channel messages coming through are so funny. But yeah, it's a lot of sexual thoughts about you for sure. Sexual times as well. But then in the beginning, I am seeing that too. Like, there's such an optimism for this too. Even though this person has a tendency to be a bit stubborn at times, it feels like when they think about you, they feel very uplifted, and it makes them want to move forward here with stride. It makes them want to move forward here with optimism with you, regardless of things that have happened. And they are just tremendously horny for you. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to say that. Let's get some channel messages, shall we? Are we still recording here? Yes, we are. Okay. I am captured by your beauty. Of course, that's the first one to come out. They just couldn't wait to let you know how hot they think you are, how beautiful, how attractive they think you are. Again, one of the reasons why they are thinking about you. And I do think that this person, even though it feels like it's all just like intimate, and they like to think about getting nasty and all that stuff with you, which is good. There is, with the Saturn here and the Taurus energy, there is a sense of wanting still something long term. So like, it's literally, the Taurus card is about cultivating too. But I am reminded as well too that Taurus is a very sensual energy as well, with that Venus influence. You know, there is a very sensual energy to that too. So we should have just made this one an 18 and over for you. The only reason why I'm not doing it like strictly 18 and over, because every time I've tried to do it, YouTube restricts it. So, you know, it is what it is. I tried it 3 times. Okay, so I got to do it on another platform for you guys. And in the future, maybe we'll get done. So that could be something to look forward to as well. But also with this devil energy here too, it kind of makes me think that this person, for whatever reason, they do feel stuck in this situation. And that could be something that they think about too. Like, they want to kind of break free from old constructs, regardless of what they were. And when we look at this disruption card as well too, it kind of feels like the person's stuck there too. And I think that they would like to open up more to you about what's going on with them. So I'm going to get 3 of these cards, 3 of the other ones. What are some channeled messages, Spirit, about this person's thoughts here? I get lost in your eyes. We also have I'm too immature coming up too. That could be that, again, it feels like with this I'm too immature, this maturing energy of Saturn influencing this person. Maybe this person has realized because of you, they need to grow up. They need to be better. They need to do better. They may value you in some way and realize that they have to step up their game. And Saturn is the one to do that with, to say like, hey, you know, the old ways of doing things aren't cutting it here. Like, it's time for you to mature and grow, and that could be something that they want with this connection as well, is maturing and growing with this, not only internally, but it's like for example, like if this person was very like scattered before, or maybe they in the past they had like player ways, it kind of feels like with this situation, they're realizing that they have to branch out of that. They have to grow out of that. Bottom of the deck here, we have I love you. Let's get the other deck. Okay, what are some more thoughts and channeled messages? I wish we could go back to how it used to be. What are some thoughts of pile 2 here, Spirit? I can't be the person you need me to be. Not feeling like they're not able to be that person for you. And then we have I thought you'd never walk away. Bottom of the deck here, we have I'm scared to tell you how I really feel. And look at, we have more immaturity here. I'm embarrassed that I acted so immature underneath that. And we have I'm too immature. So I feel like you've challenged this person in ways that makes them really look at themselves, look at their actions, and ouch, sorry, I just hit my hand. Look at their actions. It makes them think about how they show up. I think that's also like tied into maybe their feelings behind this, on like why they think about this, why they think about you, why they ruminate on this as well, is because they're like, well, you've challenged this person to grow, challenge this person to mature. I think they have their own doubts though. With this, I can't be the person you need me to be. They may feel like they're kind of still stuck in old ways and old cycles. There's a lot of energy of maybe potentially feeling stuck just in general here too. And so I do think this person is still growing though, but I think that there's a lot of development still to come, if that makes sense. Interesting. So those are the messages. This is who has been thinking about you and why they have been thinking about you. I feel like with the elevation as well too, this is a person that feels like they should rise above. And I think that's why they had that spirit energy nudging them towards, okay, let's get out of your head, let's get out of the fantasies, let's make something happen here. Because Spirit's like, you need to grow in this direction. Spirit's like, you're not gonna stay the same forever and expect to get different results and expect things to just happen for you and expect things to just fall into your lap. Spirit has been pushing this person in an optimistic way to see that this person can have the things that they want to have, but it is going to take some structure, it is going to take some growth, and it is going to challenge them a bit, and they may need to mature for sure. So quite interesting reading, guys. Are we still recording? Yes, we are. Okay, let's get the advice for you. What advice do we have, Spirit, for pile 2? What is the advice here for pile 2? Okay, this seems very blunt, and it's not. This deck is like that. That's why the unicorn looks angry. Okay, but I'll reiterate it in a way that it's meant to be reiterated. Okay, so don't run, don't hide, don't get your feelings hurt. Okay, it says, stop whining, complaining gets old, do something about it. Now, what's interesting is that this was one of the cards that came out for me earlier in pile 1 during their advice. I remembered this deck and I said, hey, I just rediscovered this deck. I want to use it for you guys now for your advice. And this was one of the cards that came out for me too. And I do love the underlining message. Sometimes it can be a bit blunt, but it just reminds us that we are in control, and regardless of what's happening around us, that we have so much more power to change our circumstances if we want want something done, sometimes we have to do it ourselves. If we don't like the way something is going, sometimes we have to make those choices, but it's still kind of saying that we're capable of doing something about it, and that we don't have to stay in this current energy forever, if that makes sense. And I think that that's what Spirit's really trying to convey here for you, is that you're capable of creating the changes that you want to create, and it's time to start taking some action on that. And this can be for your daily habits, your daily routines. If you don't like the way something is making you feel, you can't change another person, but you can change what you decide to do. You can change what you decide to focus on. You can change what you decide to think about. You can change your habits to better your life. You get what I'm saying? It's a very motivational type of energy from this. Not to shame you or put you down, but to remind you that you have the power to do something about it, even if it feels like you don't. And even if it may not be the exact thing that you want to do, like if it involves somebody else just changing and somebody else making a decision, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about what you can do and what you have control over, which is yourself, your mind, your perception, how you think about things, all of that kind of stuff. So Spirit's like, take action towards those changes that you want. If you're living a life right now that you feel a little bit discontent with, or there's certain things that you feel discontent with in your life, Spirit's like, I hear you, but you have to do something too. And Spirit's going to meet you on that other end too. Don't get me wrong. We're always co-creating with the universe. So Spirit's like, I got your back. Like, I have these things that I have my side ready when you're ready. You get what I'm saying? So do what you got to do. And Spirit's like, I'll do the rest. Okay. But even like for an example too, is like, if you're tired of like, just a simple example of this is like, if you're so tired of waking up in the morning, you know, then in the morning tired, okay, and say like you've been going to bed really late and you're just really tired of feeling tired in the morning, and Spirit's like, okay, I get it, but there's an option here that you can change, and you can just try to go to bed earlier. I feel like I'm talking to myself here sometimes, but you get what I'm saying. And that's just an example of like anything. Like if you don't like the way you've been feeling lately about yourself, Spirit's like, I get it. These are those instances. These are those candles that light us, are, you know, the discomfort or the things that we don't like, the things that we do complain about. These are saying, hey, do something about it. Let's change it. Let's get you out of that energy and into the energy you want to be in. So we have, watch who you hang out with. They have influence over you. Choose your friends wisely. This is a great message as well, too. If you feel like you want better for yourself, but you are surrounded by people that don't want better for you, first of all, like there could be jealousy surrounding you. Be aware of that as well. But also it's like, it's hard to be motivated around people that maybe don't have the same visions, goals, or thought process as you. And this could be quite literal, or it could just be like what influences you in general. Like if you want, like for another simple example of this, oops, I just dropped all these cards. Another simple example of this is like, you know, say you want to be self-sufficient, you want to be an independent business owner, you know, and the people that you're around are people that aren't very motivated in general. You get what I'm saying? It's like, surround yourself with other people that are successful and you will inevitably be successful, even if you have to chill, even if you have to be in your own energy. There's nothing wrong with that as well too. And this can also be in regards to this type of person. Like, is this a type of person that you feel is beneficial to your life? Like, are they going to motivate you to be better? Are they going to, do they motivate your good habits? Do they stimulate you mentally? All of these things are things that you could question this connection in this person, or anything around you, to be honest. And I hate to say it, sometimes we even have to kind of get away for a little bit from our own family and things like that. Just anyone that it feels like they're not uplifting you at this time, or they're influencing you in negative ways. Spirit's like, be aware of those connections, be aware of those relationships. And if you have to vibe on your own for a little bit, then that's fine too, because there's no greater energy than being in your own energy, you know? That's too many cards. I'll get one more to see if any of those. Oh, maybe I'm kind of called to the bottom of the deck, actually. So we have at the bottom of the deck, we have you miss them, loss is really hard, big hugs. And the one that I felt called to pull out for you is you choose who to love. Access to your heart is a privilege. If the vibe isn't right, respectfully move on. This is something that, and I think that these actually go hand in hand together, because you may know this to an extent, and like what I mean by that is like, you know that maybe this person at times isn't good for you, or even other people at times, you know that they're not the best for you, and you know what you need to do, and you know that access to you is a privilege, but sometimes we don't talk about enough the grief that still comes with that. Like, you can understand that on that level, but still miss a person and still crave them and still have to grieve them. And Spirit's saying that both of those things can be true. So to validate your feelings, like I like how this is just, it's not saying you have to do anything. It says you miss them. Loss is really hard. Big hugs. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing else you need to do except for just acknowledge these things too. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you can still miss somebody and still realize that they're not good for you. And that is healing within itself. That is healing. That's self-love, and that's understanding yourself, and that's doing self-reflecting, and that's validating your feelings. All of those things are great. And I think that is something that sometimes isn't talked about enough, is that we can choose to walk away from somebody because they did things to us that we didn't like, or we know we deserve better, but we don't have to shame ourselves, or we should talk about more about the grief that comes with standing on that decision. It can be hard, and that means that there's nothing wrong with you for feeling how you feel. In fact, I think it's quite normal. Especially, it shows that you have a heart. It shows that you had feelings. It shows that you do care. And there's no shame in that whatsoever. As long as you keep choosing yourself, though, you're doing the right thing. As long as you're realizing who deserves to have access to you, you're doing the right thing. And that could also be why that watch who you hang out with. Like, you could maybe see from a different perspective that sometimes this person or the people around you just aren't the best people to have around you. Like, if this person, for example, just likes to party, or all they want to do is just hook up, and they're with this immaturity, it kind of makes me think that there's things that this person still needs to develop and learn and grow to have a sustaining long-term relationship. So you don't need to surround yourself with that. You can surround yourself or look for or be in the environment of people that are already on your level. You get what I'm saying? Because there's something here that's telling me that you may be on a different level here. And that's not messed up to say, but sometimes it's just an energetic, like, it's not something like that's personal to the other person. It's just purely energetic. It's purely vibrational. You know, like, if you want better, if you deserve better, if this is Spirit's kind of saying, like, if you knew better, you do better. But that doesn't mean that those feelings aren't going to come up. So give yourself compassion and love too. And I think that this is also tied into, like, these messages here. This person's true self is kind of coming out to say, like, I can't be the person you need me to be, at least not right now. And they may not even be able to admit that to themselves, let alone to you. I don't think this person is doing that on purpose. I think that this person feels things for you too. And I think that there's an extremely strong attraction to you. But it's up to you to decide if it's what you deserve, if it's good enough for you, if it's what you want truly. Or not necessarily what you want, because sometimes what we want isn't what we need. Is this person what you need in your life? And to kind of decide and make your own choices at that. And whatever that is, to do something about it here. So whatever it is that you're wanting to change, wanting to get better, or, you know, or needing in your life. Spirit's saying that you have the power to do something about it. You don't have the power to force anyone else to change, force anyone else to do anything about it, but you most certainly have the power to do something about it in your life. So, sorry, that was a weird breath. I was like, But yeah, those are the messages, I think, for you today. Today, I can see that there's a strong hold, especially energetically, like with all the passion and maybe even the chemistry, the sexual chemistry that you may feel for this person. And like I said, that's completely understandable. But at the end of the day, it's your life and you know what you deserve. So they're your choices too. And I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. And I'm not here to tell you what you need to do and what you don't need to do. It's different. That's for you to decide. And I think that there's a personal power in being able to decide what's best for you and being able to decide what advice a reader is giving you that you should take and shouldn't take. You know, there's things, I just feel like Spirit wants you to stand in your power, period. Like, that's it. Stand in your personal power. You decide what means something to you. You decide what to do. You decide what advice to take, what to leave, what's for you, what's not for you. It's all stemming from you. And I love that for you. So, with that being said, I am going to leave this reading here. Are we still recording now? Perfect. Ooh, it's been working for me lately, guys. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you to all who support the channel, who support me, and who also support each other. I love seeing that with you guys. And thank you to all who like the videos, who comment, who share, who are subscribed, all of that stuff. It means so much to me. And I just couldn't be more grateful. So thank you again. If you're not subscribed and you would like to listen to further readings, if you would like to check out or have some of the Timeless Tarot content pop up on your feed when you feel like you may need it the most, then that's kind of a little perk too. And if not, no biggie. Maybe we'll see each other in the future. Maybe I will pop up on your timeline anyways. Who knows? Either way though, I will see you there. Bye! Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading if you chose the Labradorite Tower or if you chose the Threads of Fate Tarot deck, either way, welcome. So today we are looking at who has been thinking about you and who has had you on their mind. So if you missed the brief explanation in the intro, I'll just quickly go over it again. We have this pile of pre-pulled oracles that is going to represent who this person is to you that has been thinking about you. And then we're going to be using the tarot to look at why they've been thinking about you and what they've actually been thinking about when it comes to you. And then we're going to even be getting some channeled messages. And then we're going to be getting some advice at the end for you. So feel free to stick around to the end. It should be pretty informative, pretty juicy. I hope you guys are relaxed. I hope you guys are ready and open to receiving some messages about who in particular has been thinking about you. So with that being said, let's take a look, shall we? So the first card that we have that represents the person that's been thinking about you is Hands with Connection. This is the number 43. The next card we have is Scorpio. The next card we have is the Life of the Party. Which that is the number 29 as well. The next card we have is the South Node with Past, number 33. We also have the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, the number 39. And last but not least, we have Fulfillment of Wishes, the number 9. Interesting. Interesting indeed. So let's talk about it. Who is this person? The first message with the hands here. This is definitely somebody that you have or had a connection with. But I feel like this is somebody that also feels like reaching out with the hands. That's how we reach out for things. They feel like reaching out, especially with the throat chakra card here. This feels like they have some things that they would like to say, some sort of truth, or some just sort of self-expression that they want to express to you in particular. I think that with the Scorpio energy too, now this could represent their zodiac sign. They could have prominent Scorpio placements, but they don't necessarily have to. Also, the month of November or October could be very significant as well. But it just feels like this person has kind of been doing some deep reflection with this Scorpio energy, and there's still some sort of, there's a very strong attachment this person feels towards you. It feels like, I'm also getting like with Scorpio, like 8th house, like you may have 8th house synastry with this person. You may have South Node synastry, South Node in the 8th house. Your South Node could fall in there, 8th house, vice versa. Again, doesn't have to be, but on that kind of note, that is a deep, deep, deep feeling of a deep connection. And it can also represent having past lives with this person, which is interesting because that's what I was kind of picking up on with this South Node past. I was like, this feels like somebody that you've even had past lives with. Now, it could be quite literal as well. This is somebody from your past. Depending on your situation, I can definitely see that as well, because with the life of the party, this card represents somebody who has been through a lot, but is also has learned to really put on a smile even if they're going through things. So this could be somebody that if you are in separation with, they're really good at making it look like they're still unbothered. They're really good at making it look like they're still having a good time, and so on and so forth. But there's something here deep within, especially with the Scorpio energy, that has been pulling at this person when it comes to you and when it comes to the connection. I think that one of the reasons why this person has been thinking about you, of course, is they have a lot to say, but they're still feeling something here, and they're feeling a pull towards you. This could be somebody as well that you had a past relationship with, or this could be somebody that you are recently separated with, because Scorpio is also the ruler of the Death card in tarot, which is about endings and letting go and things like that. And it feels like there's something lingering here with this person, with this energy, and why they've been thinking about you. It feels like there's a question of lacking fulfillment. Like this person may feel like they could find fulfillment within you or within this connection, or at the very least they're questioning that. I think that they're questioning this decision, or they're questioning choices of this connection and what it is they actually want or need, because I feel like there's a softness to this hands, to this connection, but I also feel like this person is wanting some sort of answers with this throat chakra. I want the truth. I want to know, is this for good? Is this dead and gone? Do I go on? Like, is this meant to be type of energy? They're definitely feeling very strongly about this connection that you and them share, and I think that they just aren't quite sure of what to make of it, what to make of these feelings, and what to do with this. This could be somebody as well that you may recognize as somebody who is very like the type to just do what makes them feel good. You know, like with the life of the party and fulfillment of wishes, it feels like maybe they're used to getting what they want, or just going and doing whatever makes them happy or whatever fulfills them. To some, that may seem selfish. To others, they may just be like, hey, that's how that person is, you know. But I think that there's a reason why this person has been thinking about you, and I think that you've been thinking about this person too. I'm gonna be honest. I'm feeling like there's it goes both ways. And even if for some of you, if you haven't been thinking about this person, I think you're intuitively picking up on who this would be, because they may be pulling or tugging at your energy. And for some, you may even be getting a message, if that's possible, from this person too. Yeah, I do feel like they're wanting to reach out to you. The fact that there's like a stone hand and then there's a real hand in here, I mean, the hand is touching the artifact, is obviously, but it kind of feels like there's a message between that as well too, of like, is this real? Are these feelings for real? Is there something real on the other end? Or am I kind of fooling myself? There's also, what are these called? Now I can't even, what are they called? Lotuses. Thank you, Spirit. I don't know why I was gonna say eucalyptus? That's so funny. Thank you, Spirit. There's these lotus flowers. Are they lilies? No, they're not lilies. I don't know. Anyways, there's these lotus flowers in the background as well, which symbolizes enlightenment and unfolding and things. And if you're familiar about how a lotus flower is grown, they grow through the mud. So it makes me feel, especially with this life of the party too, it makes me feel like this is somebody that has been going through something in regards to this connection and is coming out and ready, whether that's ready to bloom, ready to express themselves. They got some sort of enlightenment. They have some sort of different perspective. All of these things could be the case, but I'm getting it's mainly like this person's, they could just be going through like, whether that's 8th house transits, 8th house synastry. It feels like there's just a really strong attachment here to you, a really strong pull. It's making them, I guess, sort of walk through the underworld, so to speak. It's a good metaphor for 8th house transits. It's like we're taking that deep dive with this Scorpio energy, and I think that they're feeling something deeper than what they were letting on, because I do feel like this is somebody that's really good at you know, smiling and acting like everything's fine and oh my gosh, my life is good, my life is perfect, but really like there could be going through things. They may be or be prone to having a hard time letting other people in, or letting other people take a glimpse at their darkness as well, or at the things that they're going through. They like to look on the surface like everything's fine, when in reality they're just either used to going through things, or sometimes they're good at avoiding, or maybe even there's a little bit of denial here too. But either way, it just feels like this person is feeling something very deep and wanting to reach out to you. Intuitively, you may already have an idea of who this person is, and I think that they feel like they could find fulfillment with this. It's something that, whether it's a specific answer or answers, or answering the question of, am I feeling this for a reason? Is this connection so strong to me for a reason? Or am I better off on my own? I think that there's a want for clarity here, so to speak. And that brings us back to the 5th chakra and the Archangel Gabriel, which is the messenger of God. And the 5th chakra represents our truth and our self-expression and how we do that. And it's coming up, right? You know, I do take reversals in some of these decks, and especially this one. And so it's coming up, right? Saying that I think this person has wanting to wholeheartedly express themselves, and that's why they're wanting to think about you. So this could be somebody that you will or already have possibly received a message from. I want to see a little bit deeper. Now that we have somewhat of like a little bit of information, I think I want to ask more for you specifically with the tarot. So Spirit, who is this person to pile 1? Let's just get like one card. Who is this person to pile 1? I mean to pile 3, so sorry. Ooh, the Tower. Okay. Yeah, this could be you know, this could be a person where you feel like there's something internally connected with this person to where it has caused some sort of inner growth, inner revolution is what I'm hearing. And also it feels like with this Tower, this is a situation or a person that has seemingly crumbled, or at least on the surface feels like has fallen to pieces. But I'm almost feeling like I'm having trouble expressing this, because I feel like this Tower energy is internal. I'm going to be honest, guys. I feel like it feels like there was something revolutionary, or is something revolutionary about how you are feeling inside. about this person and about this connection and about what has happened. So this is definitely saying that this could have been a connection for sure that had its faults and has definitely taken a turn potentially for the worse. It could be something that fell apart, whether the tower moment, it's just kind of like it kind of destruction. Destruction is a great word. But it also feels like this has had an impact at one point in time on you internally, and that's how you're going to recognize this person as well, of like this tower moment that it made you feel inside in your heart and stuff as well, which I feel like it's about attachments too. So you could have felt very attached to this person as well. Interesting. Okay, so why is this person thinking about pile 3? The Seeker of Swords, the Page of Swords. They want to reach out. They want, there's something here they want to say to you. This is about, the Page of Swords is all about communication as well. And it feels like there's a curiosity behind that too. But when, especially for me, you know, if you're a reader and other readers, we kind of have our own connection with cards and our personal, meanings to some cards, and usually when the Page of Swords comes out, it means that somebody has either wants to message you, is going to message you, or wants to communicate something with you. And that's my card that indicates that as well too, that this person has things that they want to say, hence the throat chakra. Ooh, the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck as well too, which is interesting because we have the hands and then we have the 2 hands here with the swords kind of going through it. Interesting analogy. Like if I reach out, is it gonna be painful? Is this gonna hurt? Is it gonna be worth it? So what is this person thinking about, Spirit? What are they thinking about when they think about pile 3? The Death card. Okay. So we have more Scorpio energy as well. What are they thinking about? The World. It feels like this person's thinking about trying to let go. It feels like this person's thinking about a specific ending as well, too. Let's get a couple clarifiers. What is this person thinking about, Spirit? The World is the last major arcana in the tarot, and the Death card is obviously endings, letting go. Let's see. It kind of makes me feel, again, it kind of goes back to that message of like, oh yeah, we have the 9 of Cups, which is fulfillment of wishes. And then we have the Empress. And then the 9 of Coins. Oh, okay, this makes perfect sense. I think it's kind of already, it may have already been stated. So now we have the 2 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So the 2 of Wands, I think, is the plan. Again, I love the hands analogy. That's actually really interesting how that kind of happens, that synchronicity, right? So I think that there's a message of wanting to take this plan into this person's own hands, seeing what they can do about it, seeing what they want to do about it. They may not have taken action for some of you yet, or they may have, but it's something that they're definitely thinking about and planning. And I feel like the reason why Death and the World is coming out is because one of the things that this person is really struggling with is letting go. And I think that whether or not they're trying to accept that this is an ending of a chapter, there's still, in their sense, attachments, unanswered questions, things they want to know. Now, no wonder why I was like, this is so perfect, because we have these 2 cards that kind of come out together. So we have the 9 of Cups, which is, again, wish fulfillment here. This is directly representing the 9 of Cups in this deck. And then we have the Empress. And so they're like, can I be fulfilled with you and with this connection, pile 3? They're like, I feel so attracted to this. I feel so drawn to this. I feel like there is such a potential for emotional fulfillment for me. I feel like this is something that I want. But then on the other end, this person is the 9 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups. So there's this energy here of, well, I feel that in my heart, but also, am I better off single? Am I better off by myself at this time? Is that something that I should be doing too? So with the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles, they're like, should I just completely walk away? Should I completely let go? Wash my hands of this. We have 2 more hands as well. Another hands analogy. Wash my hands of this and move on. But it feels like this person's like, I still have to see though. Like, I can't completely do that until I have this answer, until I have this clarity, whether that's clarity from you or clarity from the experience, whatever the case is. And so I can definitely see why this person feels pulled towards you and is thinking about you, for sure. Very interesting energy. And it feels like this has not been the easiest thing whatsoever, even though this person may be good at not showing it. And even for you too, it feels like there's, because I was telling you, I was feeling that Tower moment of something very internal happening within you as well. So let's get some channel messages. We're just going to get a few today. So what are some channel messages, Spirit, from this person, of their thoughts? What they think about when it comes to pile 3? We better not get something stupid. I feel like something stupid's going to come out. Like, just, we'll see. I shouldn't even, let me just zip my mouth. Oh my god, I knew it. I was like, you better not say some freaking dumb shit. Like, I knew it was going to be on the negative, the more negative end, but I was like, you know what? Let's stay optimistic. So we have I dislike you right now coming out for sure. That doesn't mean this person hates you. I think that they're upset with some sort of circumstance. They may be a little salty, so to speak, about some things that went down, and they may just not like how they're feeling, and they may be kind of blaming you for that, which it's not your fault at all, and you don't have to worry about this. This card actually comes out a lot more, and there's worse cards in this deck as well, so don't worry. There's like, I think there literally is like, I hate you in this deck, and I'm glad that doesn't come out, because that would be very mean. But it just feels like they're discontent right now. Okay, so what are some more channel messages? So we have you hurt me. And this is probably why. It's not that they actually dislike you, because as we can see, they still feel so pulled to you, so drawn to you, that they're thinking about you and stuff. And if they weren't like pulled by these two energies of like, should I just be single and let go, or is this going to fulfill me and be, you know, what I want, because this is what I'm attracted to with that Empress energy. Obviously it shows that they do care for you, and there's a like I said, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but when I repeat myself, it just means that it's like adamant, okay, that there is this person still feels very attached to you. There's a strong attachment here with you. Okay, so one more channel message from this deck, please, and thank you. Oh, I miss you. It's the one that comes out. Bottom of the deck, we have I adore you. Okay. Channel message from this person to pile 3, please, Spirit. I'm insecure about my looks. Wow. Ooh, this person may feel like they want to, like, they're not good enough for you, or they have like obviously maybe their own insecurities, whether that be about how they look or their body, or maybe they find you to be so attractive in their eyes that they feel like a little insecure about it. Some more channeled messages. So this does feel like something that does cross their mind often, though. Maybe they feel like they're not good enough for you in that sense. Even though I'm hearing for some of you, you may find this person ridiculously attractive, or you may think like, oh my gosh, they look good, like why would they even be worried about it? It feels like if this person is the type that does look really good or cares a lot about their appearance, that could be something that fuels it too. So keep that in mind. Like if they're always like looking their best or trying to look their best or caring about them, it could be fueled by insecurity as well too. I'm not saying that's always the case. We should always, I feel like it's good to take care of ourselves, especially to look good and to feel good. But if there's so much attachment to your self-worth surrounding it, then it's in an unhealthy way. Okay. So we have unblock me right now. That makes so much sense for some of you about I want to reach out. I want to talk to you. I have things I need to say. And that kind of, I'm not going to lie, that kind of makes me chuckle. Not because that, like, I think they deserve it or whatever. It's just, very telling to like why they would feel that way if for some of you, you have them blocked. And the last channel message is, of course, there is so much I wish I could say to you. The jokes write themselves. I don't even need to say anything about it. Bottom of the deck is I'm holding back. So you may not, for some of you, you don't have to have this person blocked. It could just be like they feel like there's blockages from you, you know, and they could, like, that could be like an energetic thing. But for those of you that do have this person blocked, I'm actually kind of feeling a little bit of pressure in my throat, but it kind of feels like in the middle of my throat to my heart chakra. So maybe there's something about expressing their feelings that could be a little blocked with that as well. But also, if that's, you know, take it, obviously, if that's literal for you. Interesting. What do we have under here? Oh, I see the word think. So if there's something about thinking, like there's so much I wish I could say, and like all of that in a reading, like we have to read it, right? Like it's literally like, who's thinking of you? Sometimes I think about what our life could have been, or could be. That could be something that they do think about as well. The World card can also represent like a different perspective. Sometimes the World card can represent to me like zooming out. Like you know how like we're so into like what's right in front of our face and what's happening. If we zoom out, like almost like that picture of like the world from afar, you get a different perspective, right? So with that being said, let me make sure we're still recording here. Awesome. Let's get some advice for you. So Spirit, what advice do we have for pile 3? What does pile 3 need to hear right now? What's going on here? Bully energy is around you. Don't pressure others to do things you know they don't want to do. Don't give in to being peer pressured. If you feel like you don't want to hear from this person, if you feel like you don't want to, excuse me, I just burped. If you don't want to do anything that you don't want to do, Spirit's like, follow your heart, follow your gut. You don't ever feel obligated. Excuse me, gosh. Don't ever feel obligated to do what someone else wants you to do, or don't let other people manipulate you, or even you manipulate yourself by feeling bad, okay? If you feel bad, but you're like, I know I don't want to do that, but they're making me feel bad, or you're so worried about how the other person's going to feel, that can also be indicating that as well, like not to give into like your own type of peer pressure as well. Also on the other side too, sometimes we can't expect people to just feel how we want them to feel, see what they want, what we want them to see, do what we want them to do, and be somebody that we want them to be. You know, that's kind of like peer pressure as well too. So just be aware of sometimes the projections we put onto other people and the expectations that we put onto other people. Is that where we're seeing this? Is that why we're holding on? Or are we accepting where they're at, what they're actually doing, and who they truly are, and who they've shown themselves to be to us? You get what I'm saying? It's not your job to make anyone a better person. It's not your job to make anyone see anything that you want them to see, to feel how you want them to feel. It's not your job to worry about how other people feel about you, okay? And so I think that this is kind of like, I'm getting like excess wasted energy on certain things. And also, if you're bullying yourself internally about feeling like you should be doing this, or you should have done that, or you should have said this, don't do that either. Please be kind to yourself. Sometimes the call can come from inside the house. We can be our own worst bully. We can be our own worst critic. Make sure that you are accepting yourself and accepting your feelings for what they are, not judging them, even though, you know, you may have to take actions or do things accordingly. Still, you feel how you feel, okay? And just think of your inner self sometimes as our inner child. That kind of helps too. Or like a child. Not saying you're immature or you're a child, but like sometimes we have to remind ourselves that we have an innocence within us too that deserves love and to be treated kindly. And we make mistakes and we learn and we grow. Some advice here for pile 3. Check your biases and prejudices. Respect others' cultures, abilities, and ways of living. Not everyone is like you. I think that that's very tied into that first message of not everyone can think like you, not everyone acts like you, not everyone sees the things that you do in the way that you do. And I think that it's not so much about, I mean, it could be, I don't want to say what it is or what it isn't, but the message to me here is that sometimes we feel and expect ourselves from other people, right? That could be good, that could be a great thing or a bad thing, but we have to check with the reality of things at the same time too. And not everyone has raised like us too. Not everyone had the same background, and that's what makes us all different. And that's why comparing ourselves and judging others is really useless, right? Because you have to really walk in somebody else's shoes to realize why they are the way that they are and why they do the things that they do. And so with that being said, we can bring in a sense of compassion and a sense of acceptance for other people, even though we may not like what they do or we may not want to allow what they do. We can still kind of zoom out a little bit and say, hey, you know, maybe this person did that because their childhood or blah, blah, blah. Now, we're not making excuses for behavior, but we're letting them be themselves. And then again, going back to us acting accordingly for what we feel is right for us. We don't have to be the same. You get it? Like, it doesn't have, you get it. And I think that not everyone is like you is something that is very common that we all do, because we're us. We have our inner dialogue, we have our things, our past, our ways of viewing things, and sometimes we feel like we're right, and sometimes we feel like other people are wrong, and that's okay. But it kind of reminds me too of, like, you know how like you see like comments on the internet, like someone will post a video and then there's like all these comments saying like, oh, don't do that, or blah blah blah, or this and that, and it's like they're like all this criticism and stuff, and then you're kind of reading them and you're like, chill, like let them just do themselves. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's kind of reminded me of, is like people get so like wrapped up in their own perspective that they forget that like other people are different and people don't think the same way. So it's just kind of it goes back to like zooming out, and like we all do this all the time. I catch myself doing this all the time too. Like I'll be scrolling on the internet and I'm like, well, if that was me, I would have blah blah blah. But I don't comment. Of course, I would never comment anything. And then usually I check myself and I'm like, well, it's not you. So and sometimes too, what can be really freeing as well, which helps a lot, especially like in that kind of sense, is that there's something so freeing and energetically powerful about just not having to have an opinion about everything. Like, especially when it comes to the internet and things like that, like we don't have to have an opinion about everything. We don't have to problem solve everything. We don't have to put pieces together for everyone else. We could just worry about ourselves. We could just not care about certain things. Like, we don't have to have an opinion, and that in its sense is very useful tool, especially if you're like me and you're used to like wanting to fix everything, or you like to extend your energy. It's like, hey, I don't have to do that. Okay, one more, maybe two more for you. Let's see. Some more advice. Fear equals feedback. Ooh, this is a good one. But I think, I want to just one more thing about this. I just want to say, I think the reminder again is just like, the point of that is just not everyone is like you. Maybe not everyone has the same heart as you. Maybe not everyone sees things the same way you do. And it's not your job to convince them. It's not your job to show them. It's your job to just be you. That's it at the end of the day. So we have fear equals feedback. There is fear that keeps you safe and fear that holds you back. Learn the difference. So if you are feeling some sort of fear in the situation, I'm hearing for a lot of you, oh, now I'm feeling my sacral chakra. So try to work on your sacral chakra as well. That could be helpful. But I'm hearing for a lot of you, like fear of letting go, fear of the future, fear of whatever it is. It could be like this person finding somebody else. It could be fear of missing out, fear of things not working out. It's up to you to identify where that's coming from, but Spirit's really coming through to say that it's not to be avoided. It's not to be like, oh, I'll be fine anyway. Spirit's like, question that. See where it's coming from. It may help. You may find tremendous answers that could help you as well. And it's okay to be fearful too. It's natural. It's a natural part of the process. But these things aren't meant to hold you back from your life. They're meant for you to overcome. And I like that it's feedback. It says fear equals feedback. This can be in regards to any emotions. Any emotions that you feel are some sort of feedback too. And you can differentiate. It's up to you on how to do it. Like, there's some emotions that sometimes we just need, that we intuitively feel like we just need to process. Like, we just need to sit with it. We just need to let it work its way through and out our body. And then there's other emotions that you may be curious about. Where is this coming from? Why am I feeling this way? Why is this so hard for me? Why do I feel like I'm not going to find anyone else? Why do I feel like this is the only person in the world? When you know that logically that's not true. There's some sort of fear thing that's trying to keep you stuck, trying to hold you back. And this could even be potentially for your career too. You know, this could be very good for if you're limiting yourself on what you feel like you can and can't do, or what you should and shouldn't do. Is it fear that's holding you back? Because a lot of the times we'll find we hold ourselves back a lot more than even the outer circumstances do. Like, sometimes we can get in our own way. And again, that's something that's perfectly normal, perfectly understandable. It's there for a reason to be shown to you. Okay? It's not here to hold you back or to limit you forever. It's here for you to address, to look at, to overcome. Last one, eat your vegetables. Make sure you're nourishing your bodies in ways too. If you've been feeling called to change your eating habits, that's your intuition saying it's probably for the best. And also, you could even go beyond just eating too. Like, make sure that you are ingesting things that are good for you. At least, I would say 80% of the time. We all have guilty pleasures. We have things we like to do. That's fine. Just make sure that you are, whether that's your media, that you're ingesting, your friend groups, your family, whatever it is. Like, make sure that you're getting the healthy benefits from it as well. If you're not, do what you have to do. And you're fueling yourself and your body in ways that are going to help you feel better. Like, for example, you know, when you wake up in the morning, make sure that the first thing you do, even if you have coffee, like, you can have your coffee, you can have all the sweetener you want in there, whatever, you know, do what you like, but make sure that you're hydrating first. That gives you this beautiful balance, and you'll feel a lot better when the first thing you do is you take care of yourself, you hydrate, then you do what you want to do, and so on and so forth. Like, you can eat the things that aren't good for you, because, you know, if you're in balance, you're usually good, unless you have some sort of like health problems and you can't eat certain foods, then of course don't eat those foods. But if you're perfectly healthy and you're able to, you can have a balanced diet, but make sure that you're still eating the things that are good for you, because it makes you feel better. It fuels your brain, it fuels your body, it's good for you. So maybe that could even be in like habits as well too. Those tiny little habits, just switching them can change a lot, believe me. So okay, I'm gonna stop yapping now. Thank you so much. Guys, I'm tired and it's dark outside now. I feel like I'm filming this when it's like right when we hit around daylight savings time, so it's probably like 5:30. It feels like it's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'm like, I need to go to bed. But thank you for being here. Love you guys. Thank you for listening to me. I hope this reading helped. Hope you got something out of it. Thank you to all of you who support me, who support the channel, and who support each other. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you to all who like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that. I couldn't do it without you. So again, I'll see you guys in the next one. And if you aren't subscribed, but you don't want to miss out on the next one when I post it, feel free to subscribe now, and I will see you there. Bye!